Maxie, I've been thinking, should we do season 3 on the Dr. Joe show? You sure? You sure it's a good idea? You know, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the Dr. Joe Show. I'm Joe, and today we are doing, well, tonight actually, we are doing our 38th cigar review. Last review was a big one, Hoya de Nicaragua. Obviously a Nicaraguan review. That was a whammy, man. And this time, on a completely opposite spectrum of things, we're doing, yes, a Cuban brand, but a brand with just a really, really tricky history. Like I said before, now, we're getting down into the nitty-gritty here. Now, don't worry. You know me. I have something for you, okay? I have something for you. And even a little more likely, depends on how my brain starts turning here, than our Ramon Allones episode. Now, this is a tricky one, folks. Saint Luis Rey. And I'll tell you in a second why it's tricky, but it's going to be a lot of fun. With us today, we have a cabinet box of Saint Luis Rey, I like to call him Louis, Saint Luis Rey Pacificos. Saint Luis Rey Pacificos. And man, I hope they're good because I have not smoked one yet. And I am fiending for a really good cigar. What have I been up to? I have been up since 4 in the morning. It is now 9:30 at night. Working on the website, working on the channel, trying to get some comments answered. I know, I think I've managed to answer all of those on the Ramon Allones and the Rey Del Mundo episodes, and I'm working my way up some of the L'Atelier, and I'm working my way up, but forgive me for that. Emails, of course, are still being answered all the time. I'm up to date with those, so that's great. The website is coming along. It's underway. Things are looking really good. The quality of the show is great. I'm expecting some good news possibly about some equipment soon, so that's good. So subscriber count is good. Things are moving along, going up. Very, very good. So to celebrate, a bit of a special cigar. Special for several reasons, and we'll get into why. This is one of the more well-known releases, actually, since it was made for such an off brand. And this box came to me through the site of the hour, the site of the year, finestcubancigars.com, whom I still highly recommend. I think they're doing great. They've been restocking inventory more often. They've been really trying to keep up with more orders than they used to get, that's for sure. And I think they're doing a good job at it. I've recommended a lot of people to them through the show and everything, and I've heard nothing but good things, and I still get nothing but good things, including this wonderful box here of just primo condition. I got this last summer, and it's been in my Wine-A-Door now for a little while, and we'll get to that very soon, I'm sure. And as you may know, these came out in 2009. Being 2015, these guys are past vintage, well past vintage, being considered 4 years. These are 5 years, 5.5 years old or so, November '09. So we have a nice vintage cigar to smoke, something with a little bit of age on it. So that's always nice. Beautiful cigars. Beautiful cigars. We'll get to the photos in a minute, of course. I got some nice music for you and some really slamming photos. I think they came out great. So that's always a good point in the show after I run through my introduction and everything. If you got your cigar to light up, you know, you got the music, you got the pictures, they last a little while, you got at least maybe a 3-minute, 3.5-minute song or so. So you sit back, relax, take a few puffs, get in the mood, because we're going to get busy. We're going to get busy digging into what the hell this brand is all about. So I am going to dig into this box right here and find myself a lovely looking pyramid, something I've been dying to smoke for a while now, and share my experience with you as we go over the very sketchy, mashed up brand history of one of the more obscure lines Cuba has to offer today. So without any further ado, the Dr. Joe Show proudly presents Saint Luis Rey. Oh, man. How about that, huh? Woo! Don't they look good? Let me tell you, personally, I can really see the age coming out of these things. You know, they get that look. They get that look. And in the cabinet, you didn't notice because you saw the outside and you saw some very, very oily cigars and maybe a little on the edges. It depends. I got to look through the pictures again and see exactly what you saw. But man, some of the cigars in the core of the bundle, as I was going to pick, they're just oily, but at the same time they have this dusty finish. Just beautiful, beautiful, man. I picked myself out a winner, I hope. And first things first. Oh God, it just smells great. It smells a little spicy. Smells very sweet. A lot of cedar. But very, very sweet, especially the foot. Oh, a lot of spiciness in the foot. Reminds me a little, the smell reminds me a little of Bolivar. Or maybe I'm just thinking that because of, Bellicoso Fino and we haven't smoked a torpedo in so long. A pyramid in so long. We're doing a Cuban episode. There are no torpedoes. But yeah, this baby smells absolutely delicious, nice and dark, and hopefully it's got some strength to it. I could really use some strength. It's supposed to, and that just looks great. You know, in fact, the one I picked out, it just looks so nice that I had to take some pictures of the cigar individually as well. So, I think perhaps later on, after I light up somewhere else in the episode, we'll throw in a few more pictures of the single cigar. Maybe at the end. Maybe at the very, very end. Somewhere. But I just want you to see. I took a few more pictures of the cigar by itself, and that's beautiful. So, I don't think there's much else to say, except let's spark it up. Wonderful. You know, between the cold down here and how many cigars I've cut, this thing is starting to stick a little bit. Maybe some alcohol and clean the resin and gum off of that. Now, you know, see, I always get finicky when cutting torpedoes. I don't like the V cut. I really don't. I don't like blocking a lot of filler. I like to cut up a little higher, actually. You know, I want that filler taste, you know. But I don't want to cut up so high that I screw the thing up. You can always cut off a little more is what I say. So, say that at the barber too. But, let me see here, you know. Just, how about that? How about that? Man, it's sticking, and I don't want it, I'm pushing, and it's going to go bang! The guy whose comment we answered a while ago who said cheap dime store cutter, and I said, no, this is a... He's probably laughing his ass off right now. Well, trust me, it's a good cutter. It's just my fault for not taking care of it properly. Looks like we'll have to have another Cigars 101 soon and include cutter care. Cutter and lighter maintenance. Alright, so took a nice little chunk off that. This cigar is dense, man. You know, it's got a little bit of give, but it has almost that rubbery feel to it. Like it's very, 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 very well packed. Hopefully we get a good draw here. Delicious. Wow. Delicious. Delicious, but I'll tell you, the draw feels a little tight. Nice, weedy, grainy flavors. Yeah, a little oaty, a little weedy. Some natural sweet flavors. A little meaty on the faint meatiness. Very slight tingly spice and almost some winey type flavors. Nice. Let's roast this up. I found some Davidoff long matches upstairs. I'm out of my Swans, and I don't know, man. I gotta get some matches going soon. Oh, that's nice. Ain't that nice? Ooh. Ooh. That is nice. Wow, what a perfect light and burn. Ah, beautiful. Smoke is coming through. It's a little bit wispy, but it's coming through. I'm not going to cut off any more yet. We'll see where it goes. Ooh, bit of pepper right now. Peppery. See, nice amounts of smoke. The draw has a bit of a firm resistance to it, but it's not plugged. It's not plugged. I told you, this cigar, when I was feeling, it's just full, man, you know? And once I picked it out of the box, I felt like, you know, maybe I should let it sit out a little while, but I didn't have the time to do that. So sometimes, if I've had cigars in a humidor for a long time, like these, obviously, these came out in 2009. So whether they've been in my humidor or over at Finest or wherever they were before that, they've been in the humidor for a while. So sometimes it's a good idea, a lot of times actually, it's a good idea to take your cigar out that you're going to smoke, let it sit. You know, providing that it's not freezing. The temperature is what'll kill it before anything else. You know, if it's a spring day, you know, and it's like just room temperature inside, even if it's a little dry, that's fine, as long as it's not, you know, harsh temperatures. Let it sit out on the counter half hour, maybe a little more, you know. I find that helps a lot with the burn and how much smoke you get and a lot of different things. Even the flavor sometimes. I am getting some nice flavors coming through. Very flavorful. Very flavorful. And when I say it definitely has these weedy, oaty flavors, but it's not just like, you know, there's some pepper, there's some spice. There's a nice saltiness to it. Nice bit of a dull twang. Peppery, the feeling of pepperiness, but also definitely, I mean like really peppery through the nose and on the palate. It tastes like black pepper. I got like just a big whiff of that. Very nice. Very nice. So, I'm puffing away at our Saint Luis Rey here, and so far, the cigar is very enjoyable. It's a bit complex. A good amount of flavor, and I don't want. See, when I use words like oaty, toasty, you know, those all sound like things that are very dry and don't. But that's the kind of profile here. It is toasty. It's very toasty. It's very oaty, grainy, a little bit of wheat, a little bit of hay, and pepper. Plenty of pepper. Not so much in the sensation. There was at the beginning, but now as I'm starting to come into the first third, about a little less than halfway through the first third, that sensation is gone, but the flavor of pepper is still there. I am finding a little bit of sweetness to this cigar. It's not the kind of sweetness you'll get from, see, what did we have that was just very, like a Ramon Allones, you know, with that those natural sweet notes going on. Not so much like that. They're very subtle. Covered up by the salt of this cigar. It's got some fairly salty tobacco, kind of medium. I'm not finding it to be extremely powerful, but it's definitely not mild, you know. Peppery, very peppery. A lot of peppery flavors. Peppery, toasty, very nice. You know, I liked the pre-draw except for the fact that it was tight, you know. The light was good, nice even burn on the light. The cigar seems to waver. I'm puffing on it very often because, see, I'm a little worried here, and it just seems like it wants to go out every once in a while. And I don't like that. I think I would be enjoying the cigar a lot more right now if I had a better draw and if the light was a more steady burn. Other than that, the flavor is wonderful. Flavor is really wonderful. And of course, this is just one cigar out of the box. And like I said, I really should have let it sit a little while, having been in my humidor so long. Personally, these were in my humidor almost a year now. So, well, no. June, July, May. Yeah, I got these last March, April, May. Yeah, almost a year in my humidor. Well, in a Boveda bag, and then in the Winador once it got built. So, you know, they're not wet. They're not wet, but being in storage so long, they could use a little bit of sitting out for a few minutes. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get on with our Saint Luis Rey brand history. This is going to be a lot of fun. I love doing brand history. I love doing Cuban brand history, especially on stuff we haven't covered at all. And like I said, we're going to cover all 27, and even further than that if I can help it. But definitely all 27 Cuban brands, and we are well on our way to doing that.
Say goodnight, Max.